Torrential rain has brought flooding to many parts of the country. Homes and businesses have been deluged by water. The road and rail networks have been heavily disrupted.
The flooding brought parts of the West Coast main line to a standstill. Rail passengers had to leave the train at Carlisle and were bussed to Glasgow.
But the worst hit area was Hawick in the Borders, where the River Teviot burst its banks. Cameron Buttle's been there since early this morning, talking to local people and assessing the damage. How bad is it, Cameron?
It's very bad, Sally, in some parts. I'm here at Hawick Rugby Club, and believe it or not, last night this entire pitch was waist deep in water. Now, the current from the Teviot was so strong it flattened the brick wall and lifted a porta cabin off these concrete foundations and threw it against the clubhouse. Now, this is the second time the club has been hit in 6 months. Last time it cost £50,000 to £60,000 to repair. Who knows what it'll cost this time? But this is not the only place that was suffered from last night's torrential downpours.
As we came in, opened the doors, and really the water was there and everything was kind of floating about. Complete carnage, devastation, as you can see. Really, all the displays wrecked, the ovens full of water, all the displays, you know, just in a mess, really.
Throughout the night, the fire brigade did responded as best it could, fighting a losing battle against the rising tide.
And now we're left. It's no fall in the river, so I mean we're still left with a lot of water in there, pumping it with a little pump we've got ourselves. But the river's not going down, it'll not make any difference till the river goes down.
This car wasn't parked like this. The waters picked it up and put it through a shop window.
The car was floating about and it hit the electrical shop here and broke the window, so that let all the water in there. And then it banged up against my shop, the butcher shop here, and basically just pushed all the water in through the door and every available space that it could.
It could take days before the waters recede, and only then will the true extent of the damage become clear.
Hawick itself sits in a basin, so we have the waters coming down to us from the headwaters, but there's also the waters coming off the hills round about. And on this occasion, just all the circumstances have combined to cause the difficulties you see now.
Heavy rainfall and localised flooding affected the whole of southern Scotland. The West Coast rail line was shut this morning. These passengers were bussed from Carlisle to Glasgow.
It's really not been too bad coming up today. It's been quite quick. The driver got us here fast, so they've been quite helpful, really. Not a problem.
Ironically, a flood prevention roadshow was in Hawick just a few days ago. It warned that you could never be too prepared, but it's hard to believe you could be prepared for this. Now, the good news is that the flood warning has been downgraded from severe, and the locals are hoping that the worst of the weather has passed.
Cameron, from the